Hey there, good looking. Join me for what is going to be a spicy glute workout. Listen, the glutes are the powerhouse of your body, and we need to keep them strong so that you remain injury free and you can keep doing all the stuff you love to do outside of the workout gym area. Now, for today's workout, you do need some equipment. So please grab what you consider are a pair of moderate weight dumbbells. For reference, we're going to be using some 12s. We also need a sturdy chair or bench and something that you feel comfortable stepping up on. However, if step-ups aren't your thing, I'm going to have an alternative for you, so don't leave me. In addition, you'll need a booty band, preferably a latex one that's got some give to it because we are going to be going deep into the hips. Now, if you're doing this in real time, this is day 20. Holy cow, guys, we're in the 20s now of the Unstoppable Challenge, Volume 2. All right, grab your gear. Let's go get warmed up. All right, if you haven't noticed, I have a special guest. Tia is back in the house. If you don't know who the heck Tia is, she's one of our trainers at Over 50 Fitness. She'll be doing the workout today so that I can cue the crap out of you so that you get this workout and nail it. Let's start down on the mat in a bridge position to warm up the glutes. Feet are hip width apart. You should be able to feel your heels with your fingertips. Now push through the heels, drive the hips up, and slowly lower. We're activating the glutes here, so let's not flare the rib cage up to the ceiling as we drive up. So we have 30 seconds of work for today's workout, so that means fewer reps. So what I really want to encourage you to do is maybe try a little heavier dumbbell for the first set. After that, we flow into booty band moves. Last one. All right, extend the left leg up, hands behind the left thigh, flex the foot, bring the heel towards the bum, and then straighten, flossing into that hamstring. If you feel like it, you can straighten the other leg on the mat, but I want you to have that foot flexed, taking it nice and slow and controlled. One more. Other side. Hand behind the thigh, flex the foot, heel to bum, and extend. Stamping that foot towards the ceiling. Two more. Coming into a standing position, top of the mat, feet hip width, slight hip hinge for me. Step back into a lunge, going as deep as that back knee feels comfortable doing. For my advanced people, let's see if we can get the knee to ground. Now we've got a bit of a hip hinge pattern, so we put a little bit more emphasis in the glute of that front leg. Focus your stare on something stationary, really lubricating the ankle, knee, and hip joint with this movement. One more each leg. Last one. Facing forward. Knee is soft, bend the leg, hip hinge, mirror us, abduct away, standing fire hydrant. Find your balance by focusing on something stationary. Try not to hold on to something. If you need to, by all means, but I do want you to work on stabilizing while we move through this movement. Two more. Other leg, here we go. Bend, flex the foot. Good job, you. Last 3, 2, and 1. Take this leg, circle it back, tap it back into extension, circle back. Other side. So you're going to really sort of just tap the toe so you can feel a length in that front of the hip. Let's do one more each side. Last one. All right, we're going to get our stuff together now. You're going to need that chair or bench. We're performing a step up. Now, if stepping up on the bench isn't going to be for you, what I want you to do is hold on to your dumbbells and do a knee up and hold that balance. Secondary move will be a Bulgarian lunge. If that doesn't work for you, I'll give you an alternative, no worries. So let's stand in front of our bench. Advanced people, dumbbell in each hand. Everybody else, maybe one or no dumbbell. Left foot on, hip hinge, drive up, tap the toe on the bench or drive the knee up if you're feeling really spicy like Tia is. Taking it slow on the way down. As trainers, we find people just drop to the ground and we're losing a lot of the exercise when that happens. Now, as I mentioned, if you're just not comfortable stepping up or you don't have a bench or maybe even a step or something lower could work nearby, you'll do that single knee drive. All right. So 30 seconds of work, 15-second recovery. So like I said, I want you to make sure you have heavy enough weights so that it's spicy. Other foot on top. Nice and tall, abs engaged, 3, 2, 1, drive up, tap that toe, find that balance, and then slowly lower. So we have 2 rounds of all of the moves. This is the only round where we need dumbbells. We just move into booty band after this. So give it your best. In 10 seconds, Bulgarian lunge. That's not for you. You'll do a regular stationary split squat or stationary lunge. Time. All right. So for those of you that are following Tia, your back foot is resting on the bench, the top of the foot. Those of you that don't like to do that sort of thing, you'll just get set up, like this, and hip hinge, and go down and up. Go. Now, obviously, with dumbbells, this makes it really challenging. So choose what weight's going to challenge you, or maybe you've opted to go no weight. You'll notice Tia has that hip hinge, so we make this a little bit more glute biased. Pushing through that front heel as you drive up. Finding your balance by focusing on something just in front of you. When the timer goes, the other leg. Or maybe we'll do the other leg next week. What do you think? Do the other leg next week.
Next week?
Here we go, other side.
Oh, man.
That's one way to keep you guys coming back, is we only do one side of the body one week, the other side you got to come back for. All right, hip hinge and go. Again, if the bench isn't comfortable for you, you'll just have the back foot on the ground like we did in the warm-up and just do a stationary but hip hinge so it becomes glute dominant lunge. When you come up, straighten that leg that's on the ground. It's just the top of your foot or laces resting on your chair or bench. Couple more, and then we go back to that step up. So we just do everything twice. That's it. Time. Woo! So those last few should be getting hard, yeah? Should be feeling those glutes involved. All right, get your foot up, hip hinge. Now remember, crew, same speed up as down. Tia's doing such a good job at demoing this move. You also don't want to find that you're pushing yourself up with that leg that's on your bench or your chair. It's all recruited through the glutes, the hamstring, the quads, the hips. There's no momentum. And then coming down, we're not letting gravity take over. Breathe with it. We've got one more, everybody. Up, 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 up. Excellent. Okay. So, yeah, do what Tia's doing. Shake out those glutes. Shake that booty. Little hinge. All right. 3, 2, 1. Drive up. Knee can come up. Remember, if you want it spicy, I'll get out of your eye line. Sorry. Slow and controlled. This is a basic functional exercise. So if you're uncomfortable with coming on the step, I want you to, next time you come back to this workout, maybe find something in the house that we can step up on, because it does really challenge the glutes and it's a great single leg exercise. Time. All right, hip hinge Bulgarian lunge or just a regular split squat or a regular stationary lunge. Hip hinge for me, laces are front of foot, resting, and let's go. Come down. If you're feeling super spicy, you could try to aim for that knee to hit your ground with each rep. That one's really tough, and it does require a level of mobility in the knee joint too, so it might not work for everyone. Last couple of reps at home. Nice, finish strong. All right, other side, and then we'll get rid of the dumbbells and we'll put the booty band on and move into some real fun. Some real fun. 3, 2, 1, hip hinge, and let's go. Again, you can have that leg off of a chair. You can just have it resting on the ground. Pressing through that front heel as you come up. A little bit of activation in the mid-back muscles too, so that the dumbbells aren't pulling those shoulders forward. Last couple of reps. Let's do one more, everyone. Excellent. All right. We're going to put the chair or your bench out of the way. You got a 30-second breather. We want the booty band now on, and then we're on our backs. We're on all fours. So your booty band is situated just above the knees. From this position, we can go on the hands or you can go on the forearms. So I want you to extend your left leg, flex the foot, and press the heel up to the ceiling and lower. So when you're ready, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, go. So again, try it at home, wrists under shoulders or coming down onto the forearms, whatever feels best for you, and that enables you to keep the hips squared. So as Tia lifts up, she's trying to lead with the heel, activating into the glute, definitely some hamstrings. When we're done, we'll bring that knee back under the hip and do the other side. She's long from top of head to tailbone. One more and knee in. All right. So 15-second breather. I really recommend that you enjoy these 15 seconds because we are going to be blasting this area pretty extensively for the rest of the workout. All right, lead with the heel, press up, press up. So foot is flexed, a little bit of calf activation. Again, playing around with, do you like being on the hands or do you prefer to be on the forearms? Neither position will change the actual exercise. It's more of a comfort level for your wrists and your shoulders. Now, when we've completed this, we're going to go back to that left leg and lift it up in that fire hydrant pattern like we did in warm-up. All right, so let's get those knees under the hips so they're not touching, so there's a little activation in the hips already. From this position, let's take that left leg just like you're a dog and you saw your favorite fire hydrant and lift. So when we lift, we're leading with the outside of the knee like there's a string and that string's pulling it from the ceiling. Your fingers are spread. You're really screwing the hands into the ground to activate the muscles in the armpit and into the sides of the back called your lats to help hold yourself in this position. 10 more seconds. We do the other side fire hydrant. One more. Whew. How are the hips? Good. Oh, she's sweating. Whoa, serious. Oh, it's okay. Here we go. Other side. You or me? Okay, ready and go. She's sweating. So this is the last of the first set. Okay, we're going to go back to that straight leg lift after this. Like I said, we're going to cherish these 15 seconds in between for this next round because I think your hips are starting to feel it. If they're not, see if that band will allow you to lift a little higher. Keeping some tension in, it also helps it from rolling up. All right, so get set up. Now let's extend your left leg. Flex the foot so it's just the toes digging into the ground, maybe getting a little stretch in your calf here. Now leading with the heels. And again, if you're getting tired on the hands, you can go down on the forearms, press that heel up to your ceiling. Beautiful. Activating into the glutes. This is also a great exercise if you have tight hip flexors. So now we've had to lengthen your hip flexor So you're getting a little active stretch each time you lift that heel. 2 more. Last one. Good job. All right, other side. So hips are squared. Flex that right foot. Give a little calf stretch. Feels good. And then 3, 2, 1. Let's lift up. Lead with the heel. Press up. Still long in that body. Don't worry, you won't be weight bearing on your wrists for the entire workout. The next series will be on our back. Pushing that heel up. Again, you want to make it harder. We need bigger range of motion when we're working with the band. Breathing out as you lift. Out. 2 more. Fire hydrant, left side. We're going to keep that bend in the knee now. Yeah, sit back on the heels if you need to give the glutes a little stretch. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and up. Good. So interesting, Tia's wrists are starting to go a bit. So she's made fists and she's on her fist. So there's another option for you if you find that, this is a lot on the wrists. The other thing too is in those 15 seconds, we could come off the hands and do some figure eights if that feels good. 10 more seconds, leading with that outside knee, coming up towards our ceiling. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Maybe shaking out the hands. Yeah, starting to go. Yeah.
Lots of stability.
Lots of stability, she says. All right, here we go. We've got ourselves set up. 3, 2, 1, and let's lift the other leg. Fire hydrant. Last one. We're going to come onto our backs, which is going to feel really nice after this. But we're going to keep on kicking the crap out of your glutes. So we're lifting up. This is our last one with the fire hydrant. Are we able to lift up a bit higher? Good. Breathing with it. Squaring those hips. Feeling that outer hip lift. Burn, feel the fire. 2 more, 1 more, and let's take it into a bridge position. So on your back, booty band stays exactly where it is. She started. All right, so maybe make sure it's not all. All right, heels in close to the bum. You may have to fix that. We've got a bridge pattern, just like we did in warm-up. So let's pull the knees apart a bit and get just some activation in the hips now. Arms down by your side. Good, palms down. And then we can add weight, a dumbbell on the hips, and drive up. Good. So make sure the dumbbell's low enough, though, so that the glutes are taking the work. Too high, too into the belly, yeah, we won't get as much glute. We are pushing up through the heels exactly like we did in warm-up. But now for you advanced people, we're weighted. And then for everybody, we are also banded. When we're done, we're moving into a frog pump, which is probably like the worst exercise to film for a mass audience. All right, so you can keep the dumbbell. You want the dumbbell? You can keep the dumbbell on the hips. Now I want you to bring the feet together and open the knees up. We are lifting the hips up high and then just pumping up and down. So it looks kind of pornographic. So up and down. Don't you feel this way?
I do.
Yeah,
I
so,
do.
This is why I made Tia do this one. If you're at home, you're not on YouTube doing this in front of 120,000 people. Tia is.
My debut.
Tia's debut. All right, pumping. So this is keeping constant tension in the glutes here. When we're done, we'll move into a single leg bridge. Time. Woo! All right, single leg. You still want that? This girl's got glutes of steel, man. So she's keeping the dumbbell. I recommend if you're a beginner, get rid of the dumbbell. Single leg, one leg up, heel presses in, drive up. Good. Now, when we drive up, we want to keep those hips even. Excellent. You got dog hair all over you. Sorry about that. My dogs were mauling her in between takes here. They always know a fellow dog lover, right? Dogs know. If my dog doesn't like you, I got to question you as a human being. Last one. All right, so we got the other leg. So again, Dumbbell is held low in the hip so that it's the glutes taking it up. Working heel is close to our bum. Here we go. Let's press in and lower. Let's go. So by having this banded, we're working a bit more into that outer hip. You're also working a bit more into your quad and hip flexor on that straight leg up. We have 2 rounds of these, you guys. But the good news is you're not on your wrists.
Exactly. I'll take it.
Yeah. Slight pause when you get to that top. All right. So, do you guys remember the 2-legged bridge? Perfect. So, feet are hip width, then, you're just going to bring the legs just a little bit apart so we can feel the band and the activation right away. Now, from there, push the heels into the ground. I think I just spit on you now. And drive up. The bridge is a really good alternative move as well. For instance, if you're doing a workout and they're doing alternating reverse lunges and your knees just need a bit of a break from a lunge pattern, from the knee flexion, come down and do a bridge. If they're doing stationary lunge, so a time set on each side, you could do that 1-legged bridge that we were doing. All right, now we got that frog pump. So, with or without a dumbbell, band still stays on, open the knees up, inside of the feet are close together, let's lift up, and then little pumps from here. It's important to listen to what your body is telling you and don't force your body into an exercise. There are a gazillion exercises out there, so let's find one that works for you. I eventually do want you lunging and squatting, but perhaps an excessive amount or a full workout isn't going to work for you, so you just find some workarounds. 10 more seconds. How are we doing, Tia? Good. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, so we've got one leg's going to extend up. The other working heel is close to our bum still. The further that heel is away, FYI, the more hamstring you're going to get. So we want glute on this guy, all right? You can have that dumbbell for added resistance. Push through that heel, lift up, stamp the foot to your ceiling. So again, here is your exercise sub if somebody's doing stationary lunges in class and you don't want to do them. Does that mean you should never lunge? Absolutely not. We do a lot of the lunging type movements in life. So we need to keep the joints moving and keep the muscles strong around those joints. Last one, release.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Remember, you guys, motion is lotion when it comes to your joints. We got to keep them moving. Here we go. Heel coast, ready, and press. Up. Good job. Release. Up. Excellent. We're moving on after this, okay? So we'll move into a prone hip extension. You get to lie down on your stomach on this one. It'll feel good. 2 more reps. 1 more. And release. Yeah, to get 1 more in. So let's keep that band. Where are you going? You keep thinking you want that band off.
I know I do.
Yeah, no. Jeez, are you a rookie? First time working out? All right, so Tia's on her stomach. She's going to either lie on the side or make a fist and place it under her forehead. I want you to bend your left leg for me, everybody at home. Now press and stamp that left heel up to your ceiling and release. Do it again. Now while you're doing this, you want the hips to stay on the mat. So don't roll onto the right side to try to get more lift. Doing this banded is going to add a whole new element. We did this if you're part of the Unstoppable Challenge without a band a couple of workouts ago. Now you're going to, I think you agree with me, it's a little bit more glute activation and hip activation when we do it banded. We have the same thing, 30 seconds of work, then we get a breather and we'll do the other leg. 1 more and release. Excellent. All right, so just rest, cherish these 15 seconds of break. Moving into the right leg now. We'll give it a bend. Now at home, I want you to flex the foot. Ready, and press the heel up. Now at home, once you've seen us, I want you to get that neck lined up with the spine. Exactly how Tia's doing it. She's resting her head onto her forearm, onto her hands, keeping that neck in line. We'll roll on to our side in about 10 seconds. Both hips on the mat. Heel pressing up to your ceiling. Feeling that glute. And time. All right, you at home, just lie on whatever side you want. Bring that arm onto your bicep. So lie down. Good. Knees are in center, feet are stacked. Now from this position, she's going to keep the feet together and lift the top knee and lower. Good. So our activation is the outer hip. She can have her hand in front if she wants to help stabilize, or her hand here to remember to keep the hip forward slightly. We have 30 seconds of this, and then we'll flip over. Now, bigger range of motion means more activation. You can also have constant tension by not fully resting the legs each rep. All right, Tia. Feet stacked, knees stacked. Find that position on the neck. You at home, ready? We're going to open up and go. So as we open up, yeah, thanks, Tia. You don't want that hip to roll back, okay? So Tia's actually pushing her hip forward to give herself a reminder. Another thing you could do at home is place your hand in front and really roll forward. So you got those two options because we don't want the hip rolling back. Moving back into that prone, that where you're on your tummy, bent knee hip extension. 2 more reps. 1 more. Good job. All right, so just roll onto your stomach here. So at home, let's make a fist, place it under the forehead. You know this drill now. I'm going to talk you through it. Don't worry. Pick a leg. I don't care which leg. Bend at the knee, flex the foot, and here we go. Press that heel up to your ceiling and lower. Both hip bones on the mat. Beautiful. Breathe with it. I know you're on your stomach. It might be uncomfortable to breathe, but just find a rhythm that will work for you. Do you have a barcode on the back of your heel? Is that your tattoo?
You know what? It's a really old tattoo that partially rubbed off.
Oh, she says it's an old tattoo that partially rubbed off, and now it looks like I should scan you.
Pretty much.
Beep, beep. And release.
It really does.
Yeah, price check on aisle 3.
Priceless.
She's priceless. Nice. Good comeback. She does have barcode and it scans priceless. Here we go. Press that heel up. It's funny. My niece, who those of you doing the workout, was here, and she's all tatted out as well. And Tia's just got a few tattoos herself.
Matching. Your co-host.
Yes, my co-host. All right, here we go. Flex that foot, press that heel up. Last few reps, then we move into clamshell. 2 more. All right. So on your side, let your head rest on the bicep. Perfect. Now we want that top hip what? Forward, right? So we can either push it forward with the wrist, with the hand, or move that hand in front. Keep the feet together. Let's open that knee up and down. Good. Now at home, you should be feeling your glutes and hips by now. Are you feeling yours, Tia?
Yeah, I like to lean forward. Makes me feel a little more.
Tia says she likes the lean forward. It helps her to feel more into that hip area. 1 more. All right, let's flip around. And then we're going to move into a glute finisher. I know at home you're like, I think we're finished. No, we're not. All right, so let us keep the hip forward, lift the knee up, breathe. We will grab a water though. Good, finding that range of motion, maybe increasing it. Last few reps here. Keep going at home. Last one. And release. All right. So maybe pull your knees into your chest. Just give your hips a bit of a breather while you're lying down, babe. Yeah.
A little more comfortable.
So just give them, maybe rock them side to side. Do what you feel you got to do to help out. We will need the band in addition to the full-on yoga happening down here. We will be using the band as well as your chair or bench. Now, stay where you are. If you don't have a chair or bench, what you're going to do is the whole series in a bridge position. So can you just demo this? And then everything we do, you'll do down here if you don't have a chair or bench. A couch also works actually beautifully with this. So let's get ourselves set up. We're moving into a hip thrust, banded. So Tia's going to situate herself so she's resting. Her shoulder blades just on the edge of her bench. You can use, as I said, a couch is even better. Now from this position, she's activated her hips already by having the feet hip width apart. When we drop the bum, she's going to keep herself slightly curled and looking forward and then drives through the heels, and that's a hip thrust. So I want you to get set up at home. We have 20 seconds, 3 different variations of this. Breather, and then again, we have 3 rounds, but in between the 3 moves, there's no rest. So are we ready, everybody? Perfect. Here we go. Ready at home? Take it down, push through the heels, drive up. Take it down, push through the heels. Good. So 20 seconds of hip thrust is one of the best glute exercises next to your step ups. You really should be able to feel the glute working. When the timer goes, we go into this top part of the movement and we hold it right there. Everybody push through the heels and hold. I want it tabletop. Now see if we can get the hips up a little higher. Perfect. If you're not on a chair, you're just holding that bridge in that position we just showed you. When the timer goes, we're going to hold this static, but open and close the legs, okay? Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Open and close. Open. Good. Now when we close, we're not bringing the knees in together. We're still just going to that solid point, feet or knees hip width apart. Good. I think Tia's going to rip our band. That's how powerful your ass is. Impressive. She says, I'll take it. Time. All right, so let's rest. Okay, so we're going to rest now. Resting. Not for too long, though. All right. Round 2 at home. Ready? Start with a thrust. Go. Down and up. Down and up. Yes. Now your head, neck might be getting a little tired, so you might want to do what Tia did. Place the hands in behind, cradle the head with the arms, give the neck a bit of a breather. Pushing through those heels, driving those hips up. We're going to hold it up right here. Good. Pushing again through those heels, keeping those knees hip width apart. When the timer goes, we'll open the knees and go back to hip width. Get ready for that. It's going to happen in about 5 seconds. Feel the glutes? Yeah, she's still smiling. Here we go. Open and close. Open. Beautiful. Breathe with it. If you break your band, I am so proud of you at home.
Free dinner.
Yeah. You got a free dinner from Tia. Tia will buy a dinner.
I'm ready for
Swiss chalet and rest. Oh, all right, give it a rest. We're moving into our final one, and then we will stretch the glutes, trainer's promise. Let's slowly start getting set up. We're going to be going in 3, 2, 1. Drive up. Good. This might hurt a little bit, especially if you're on a chair, into the upper back. I always tell my clients, you're not going to die, so just keep going. All right, lift up. If it's a little uncomfortable, just work through it, all right? But a side of a couch is actually quite comfy. 10 more seconds here, and then we add the open and the close. You look pretty casual, like you could do this all day. Yeah, here we go. Open and close.
I need to do my glutes today.
There you go. She says she wanted to train her glutes today. 10 more seconds, and then we take this damn band off. Last 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job at home. Let's take the band off. Good job, Tia. Okay. Woo. Yeah, we'll get that out of the way. All right, at home. Let's go into a glute stretch. I'll join you in the stretches. Let's lie down and just start with knees to chest. If you're able to, you'll grab on to the tops of the shins. If that's not available to you, just grab on behind the thighs, right? And then if you'd like, you can add a little side-to-side motion. Rocking it, stretching, maybe giving the back a bit of massage. And feet to mat, hip width apart. Bring your arms out in a T position, palms down. Drop the knees to your left. Just go half that distance if you have osteoporosis. If you don't, you'll go down, if you can, to that left side hitting your ground completely. And then if you want a bit more, take this left foot and hook it on the outside of the right knee, adding a bit of resistance to stretch further into that right side. And then if you'd like a bit more, you can turn your gaze to the right hand. Release the foot. Bring it back to center. Bridge your hips up and then just let them drop just to neutralize the pelvis. And now let's drop the knees to the other side, just taking it in a gentle range of motion if you shouldn't be twisting. If you'd like, bottom leg crosses the outside of that left, and then gaze to the left hand. Release the foot, legs back to center. Left ankle crosses over right thigh. Now this might be enough of a stretch for you. You might be just happy right here. If you want a bit more, you're going to pull that right knee in towards the outside of the right shoulder. Now hands can loop behind that right thigh or take it a bit deeper on top of the shin. But the cue here is making sure that the knee lines up with the outside of the right shoulder. Back of the neck is long, so maybe let's pick the head up, slide the chin in a bit, and create that length into the neck. If that's hard for you to do because the hips are quite tight, if you have a pillow or a yoga block close by, you can throw that under the head. Right foot to ground, left leg extends. Hands behind the thigh, get into the hamstring a bit. If that feels good for you, feel free to straighten the other leg. If you find though that this left leg starts to shake, I want you to let it go. We don't want to hold the stretch to where the shaking is happening. That's your central nervous system telling your brain that the muscle is going to overstretch, so your brain is now telling your hamstring to contract. And it's impossible to stretch a contracted muscle. Left foot to mat, right ankle crosses over. Again, this might be good for you. Otherwise, pulling that left knee to line up with the outside of your left shoulder. Hands behind the thigh or on top of the shin for a deeper stretch. Foot to ground, right leg extends. If you're able to, hands behind the thigh. By all means, you can have a slight bend to the knee. And if it feels good, straighten your other leg. Release. Just move into child's pose for final pose. I like wide legs, so my toes are together, my knees are open, but you find what works for you. Sit back, forehead to mat, or maybe place a block under the forehead to build your ground up. And breathe. Now just bring your arms down by your side, palms facing up. Hands come to the mat in front. Use your arms to press yourself up. And you guys did it. Well done too, Tia. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to reading your comments down below. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next workout. Bye.